From ABC, this is World News This Morning with Mark Mullen and Asha Blake.
The Cold War is long gone, and now their story can be told. They are the filmmakers who shot secret atomic movies for the government, working out of a hidden studio in Laurel Canyon.
The men who filmed atomic bomb tests from the late 1940s through the 60s were honored in Hollywood last night.
Coming up next, secret films shown in public for the first time.
Ahead tonight, a rare look at atomic bomb tests done decades ago.
It paid tribute last night to filmmakers whose work was kept secret for years. They were the men and women who documented U.S. nuclear weapons tests during the height of the Cold War.
Between 1947 and 1969, the federal government conducted over 300 atomic bomb blasts, all shrouded in top secrecy. Who would have thought Hollywood filmmakers were all part of it? Tonight, the group of artists who documented those explosions being honored. We get the story now from Jay Jackson.
A unique movie studio is being honored tonight. For decades, filmmakers based in Laurel Canyon documented America's atomic bomb tests.
Thank you, Bill. Now, Jim, have you noticed that they have very tight security here on the lot?
Ask our boss. We almost didn't make it on the lot today.
But we did.
We did.
And that is nothing compared to the security clearance required for another movie lot that is not very far from here.
So secret, in fact, that this mystery studio was kept secret for nearly 50 years.
We are getting our first look tonight at the work of some filmmakers whose secret films have been hidden away for 30, 40, even 50 years. Films of atomic blast. Our Amy Huggins live in Hollywood tonight, where those filmmakers are being honored. Amy?
Carrie, sometimes the most compelling things to look at are indeed the things we are not supposed to see, and that may be part of the appeal, albeit frightening appeal, of these atomic bomb test films.
6,500 movies once locked away in the underground vaults at this government facility in the Hollywood Hills. And now the movies produced here can be seen by the public. Filmmaker Peter Kuran spent 3 years restoring some of the old film while making a documentary called Trinity and Beyond, the atomic bomb movie.
Government films do represent a part of history that needs to be preserved for the future of mankind.
Last night, 50 years after the secret studio began operations, Kuran hosted a party to honor the atomic filmmakers. This in the hope that mankind will never again have any reason to photograph nuclear bomb blasts.
I talked to my oldest son, who's he's 47 now, and he said he's glad to know that this is declassified because now he can finally find out what I did.
Not only that, but now the Lookout producers, camera crews, and staff members are being honored for their work. At the American Film Institute Wednesday night, people mingled, reunited, and shared many memories.
Hackman was one of those filmmakers. Tonight, he and other atomic cinematographers were honored at the American Film Institute for their 50 years of service to the military. Even though shrouded in secrecy, Hackman says he loved the job.
For the atomic test that I was involved in, which was Dominic in 1962, that was 5 months in Hawaii.
Not bad duty.
No, it was great duty.
Those who made them were honored at a reception, reunion, and showing of what even some of the photographers had never seen, their own work.
Movies about nuclear weapons. The people who shot them called themselves the atomic cinematographers.
You have this brilliant light flash, and then you see this mushroom cloud, and it changes all different colors.
Between 1945 and 1962, the U.S. government tested some 300 nuclear weapons in the atmosphere. All of the tests elaborately documented in still pictures and movies. But most of those were considered classified, secret, until very recently.
And tonight they were honored in a 50th anniversary celebration for producing hundreds of top-secret films, which the Department of Energy has only now begun to declassify. The movie making took place in a production facility nestled in the Hollywood Hills. This 2.5-acre compound housed the once-secret Lookout Mountain Film Studios. It's where hundreds of highly classified films were produced. It not only has a helicopter pad, but also a bomb shelter. Former optical cameraman Charles Scarley remembers what it was like to work there.
It was touchy, it was very sensitive. We had to be careful, and we never talked about it, our work.
In many ways, it was an ordinary studio. Animators, studio technicians, editors, screening rooms. But it was anything but ordinary. This building used to be the top-secret Lookout Mountain studio. They made 6,500 films there, and none of them even registered at the box office. But then, these guys were experts on bombs.
The neighbors were wondering what we were doing. They never did find out. but we're up in the middle of a residential district, all the military wore civilian clothes, and we'd show up in private automobiles. Everybody in there, the janitors on up to the commander, were all top secret cleared.
Wednesday night at the American Film Institute, some of the veterans of Lookout Mountain were honored for their courageous work in documenting the atomic tests.
A Hollywood film studio, all right, but one in the middle of Laurel Canyon among houses whose owners didn't know what was going on for 20 years. It's changed little today except for the trees which hide it from view. It is privately owned now. People live here, still surrounded by the security established 1/2 century ago. Yoshitake witnessed 20 hydrogen bomb detonations, one at Ground Zero. He and the others were routinely monitored for radiation. He has suffered no related health effects from possible exposure.
But I do blame my white hair to all the atomic testing.
That Lookout Mountain facility is quite a story in itself. It was really on the cutting edge using 3D and CinemaScope long before those processes were used commercially. We are live in Hollywood. I'm Amy Huggins.
And we'll let you tell about it.
The Department of Energy and the Department of Defense are telling more about Lookout Mountain's work now. A documentary, Trinity and Beyond, has been made from some of the footage that has been declassified. Much of the footage is still considered too sensitive to release. But Trinity director Peter Kuran says the work of the atomic cinematographers has a value for the future.
We need to be able to preserve this because, you know, people say that those who don't learn from history are bound to repeat it.
Dennis Michael, CNN Entertainment News, Hollywood.
George Lewis, NBC News, Los Angeles.
From Hollywood, Jay Jackson, UPN News 13.